Hi everyone, it's Sister Jenna from America Meditating Radio. I hope you've been enjoying Wiseish, which you can get live on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube from 8:30 a.m. to 8:45. But you can also get it on demand 24/7. It's going to be your power boost for the morning. It's your daily dose for the soul. It's just going to encourage you to make the day that much more valuable. So join us. Looking forward to seeing you.
We find our nation on a precipice, true tipping point. Is this the moment that will finally change our country?
Tryna rain on the thunder. Tell the storm I'm new. I'ma rain on this little love. Tell the tweet I'm new.
It's not a broken system. It was built to function exactly as it is.
We must respond with bold action.
This is our country too. We can build new systems that do what they should.
I'm a walk, I'm a march on the regular.
We are united. We are standing.
Follow away.
And we are going to fight this fight.
Freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. I break chains all by myself.
There is something happening across this country.
When we work and when we fight and when we march and when we speak up and when we offer solutions, we win.
I'ma keep running cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
It's always the right time to celebrate women and black women in particular.
It is an opportunity to show the nation and the world that we will act. It has been an inspiration.
You have the choice, and it is that choice that gives you power.
Vote. Vote like your life depends on it, because it does.
That is what we need next. Action.
Hi everybody, it's Karen Drucker here, and I love listening to America Meditating with Sister Jenna. Don't you?
Right now, at this very moment, take a deep breath in and out. Remind yourself that yes and no can be a full sentence. So stop trying to please everyone. Stop stressing. Say yes or no. It's a full sentence. Breathe in deeply. Release. Accept that you are perfect just as you are, and you are open for room for change. No more stress. Say yes or no. Sway your body left and right very slowly. Come back to the center. Center your eyes. And then direct your eyes as far upwards as you can. Come back to the center. Direct it downwards as far down as you can. Come back to the center. Sway left, sway right. Remind yourself, yes is a full sentence. No is a full sentence. Today, stop stressing trying to people please. and please yourself. There's a sort of person who's really seeking the truth, or there are people who see the conditions of the world and come to the conclusion that there's something not quite right, a lot that's not quite right. And they feel that maybe the answers are not outside, they're within. And so it brings them into the search for values, inner values. It brings them then to spirituality. Spirituality means knowing myself, having a relationship with the divine, understanding the philosophy of give and take, action, reaction. So I've spent time focusing on that. But what's the proof that it's actually working? If truly I'm in touch with my goodness and my original truth, that will then be demonstrated through my life. Hi everyone, I'm Sister Jenna. Welcome to our special Zoom meditation segments. Look, it's no joke. Things are kind of weird. It's just weird. Pandemics, protests, job insecurity, global pause. Everyone's numb, but also everyone's searching. And they might be searching on this little gadget of Zoom in a little box. People from all over the world who don't know each other are coming together in Zoom rooms to figure out who they are, why they're here, and how to meditate. Meditation is something that we've often thought that if we make our minds empty, we've meditated. I don't believe that. I think it's important that we learn how to channel our thoughts in a right way that are connected to our vision, our goal, our spiritual attainments, our mental capacity. Then you're really meditating. Hello everyone, welcome to Spiritual Vaccine Hour. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. I love that opening Santosh offered today. It was very sweet. Thanks to Karen Drucker for also the big shout out. Looking forward to playing more of your music on our segments. And of course, I've always appreciated our Director for International Affairs of the Brahma Kumaris, Sister Jayanti, who's going to be coming up in the Shift Network's 3-day festival, the Summer of Festival of Music and Peace, between September 18th to 21st. I'm trying to remember all my dates. So I'm looking forward to having her, Carlton Pearson, Elaine Whitefeather, and looking for some more guests also to come on board. Anyway, kudos to all of you who've been hanging in there and keeping yourselves clear and focused on your dreams and your goals. And today when I went for a walk, I thought about tonight's topic about the keys to success. And it's interesting how you could actually, for example, you could see somebody at work who might be on top of their game, you know, they're the best at what they do. They're earning a lot of money, maybe they're bringing in a lot of cash, you know, and the boss and everybody is just so happy because they just are on. And then when they go home, maybe their husband or their wives are not talking to them, or the children don't listen to them, or, you know, the home is just not a happy place. And they might have moments where they actually sit down quietly and say, I'm such a failure. and they totally delete all the other areas where they've been greatly successful in. So really, what are the keys to success? How do we define success? Back in my days, in my early 20s, I always thought it was having sufficient funding, having a wonderful partner on my arm, looking good, physically looking good, dressing well, making an appearance. When you walk into a room, I should be seen. Those were the days when you thought success had to do with the car that you drove, the house that you lived, or the zip code that you were in, all the places that you've been, maybe your degree, the college that you went to, the friends, the people that you spend a lot of time with. So many of the folks that I recall who used to kind of be in my circle, in my tribe, every one of us wanted to attain something in life. Whether it was through hard work, for me it was, let's get it going through that. Or some of my friends who were girls said, well, I'll marry into wealth. That's the way that they were going to do it. And others had different creative ways that they wanted to, define what success is. Some had to take care of their families, so they did what they had to do to make sure mom and dad or the kids or whatever their children were taken care of. But I do believe that the way our world has interpreted success, it revolves so much around money. Many ways that we see success is if we have a lot of money, then we can get the person, we can get the car, we can get the house, we can get the clothes, and now we can even change the way we want to look. I mean, I've always wanted green eyes. I could think about it, but you never know. But I'm just saying that you can change, a lot of things. If you have money, you can do a lot of things with your life. And so a lot of times we have looked at success in the form of physical finance. And I agree, it is an aspect of wealth, but I go back to the narrative earlier on in my welcome. You can be doing great at your job, but when you go home, maybe your spouse is cheating on you and you know it. And maybe they don't talk to you with respect or care. Or maybe the children don't respect you and you just feel like such a failure. And you don't know what you've not done right at home, yet you do it perfectly at work. Why do you thrive at work? And why does everyone love you at work? But when you go home, your spouse can't stand you. They want a divorce, or nothing is right. What is it? What is being in that particular situation or state trying to teach you? That's the question I always ask when I'm in a particular position where I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable in this setting. I don't feel comfortable going through this. I don't feel comfortable with what this energy has brought into a space. And what does that teach me? So I think those who are always thriving for success are open to the learning curve, even when there's discomfort in particular areas. You allow yourself to be open and ask the question, what am I supposed to figure out here? What strength is supposed to be emerging in me here? Am I lying to myself? And I'm learning so much in these last 2 months. You might want to heal a relationship, or you might want to heal yourself. But if you haven't healed it, you're lying. Why? Because everything has a law that functions based on the law. The universe runs on a law. It wasn't man-made. It wasn't made by the Republicans. It wasn't made by the Democrats. It wasn't made by the independents. There is a universal law that exists from the beginning of time. That means if I come into anything in life with the right energy, the right attitude, the right vision, the right focus, the right purpose, the right intent, there is no way I can fail. And I have met some people in life. They seem to have it all. They've got a great team that is 10 steps ahead of them, so they're there just sustaining it. They've got a great partner, a great spouse. They seem to be very happy. Their kids seem to be perfect. They go to school, they get good grades. They're off to college, they're getting good grades. Physically, they look healthy. Physically, they look attractive. Physically, they all seem fine. And from the outside, it looks fine. And I don't hear them either complaining about anything. Maybe the political system, that might be the only complaint. But they seem to have what you would say, have it all. It just looks like that from the outside. And we will never know until we go into the resources of their consciousness. And why would you want to do that unless you're willing to learn something about you? But many of us choose to want to go into the resources of people's consciousness to just be nosy. To just be nosy and to see if really everything is okay, or is it just a farce, you know? Is it just a front? Is it just a show? So while I was going for my walk this evening, I thought to myself, I don't know if I really feel... At the beginning, I was really intoxicated about the topic. But then I went out for a walk, and there were a few things that were emerging in my consciousness, and I said, oh, you're such a failure in this area. And I thought to myself, well, why am I even talking about the key to success? But then as a result of even that narrative to myself tonight, I saw myself going down this incredible road of all the things Baba has done through me that has made things just work like magic. I mean, individuals who are experts in particular areas, or who have been in it even much longer than I have, haven't even been able to even have the idea of how to do something. So there are certain areas, and many areas in your life, and I'm asking you to even look at those areas right now as I speak, that it's going okay, it's going right. And I kept asking Baba before I came on air today, what is it that makes certain people successful? What is it that makes them seem to have great relationships, great health, an optimized, progressive, inspiring state of mind that, you know, when you get around them, you just get so inspired. You just want to be as more, the more that they bring into a room. I remembered when I was dining with Oprah, and I would look at her, and just the way she made herself so approachable to everyone. And what I was feeling from her energy was not only she lived from a place of more, but she surrounded herself with people who knew they were only going to stay in a job if they were offering more. And I've seen my own life in the BKs. I will give you 1,000,000 times more of myself to move the story forward. I won't get lazy or get laid back, because I know the hole that that creates in the system. Similarly to the United States of America. If too many of us don't do enough and just wait to just get bread and water on the table, and that's good enough for us, it creates a drain in society. I can't say that I will put the blame on leadership of any country and declare if maybe the leaders are successful or failures, but it has a lot to do with the interconnectedness of everyone. Who am I to put the blame on one person for something to thrive only? Even though I know the world looks towards leadership for everything. But what does that mean? Aren't you your own leader? Aren't you capable to create success too, with your own capacity, your own skills, your own vision, focus, belief, strength, discipline, sacrifice, commitment? You too have that in you, don't you? And so the key of success holds so many of these things inside. But I'm going to get to what my deep realization was when I was stepping on the steps and coming back into the house to come into the studio. The key to success is your purity. I was looking at, I was remembering Daddy Janky and SisterJenna and all of them. I said, they're so successful. What is it, that Baba, that made them so successful? And Baba said, it was their purity. That their energy of purity naturally initiates people to want to do more and to be more in their lives. And I thought that must be so powerful. That I know they've given so many directions, they've given guidance, they've been there, they've made sacrifices, they've been through ups and downs with everyone around them, but they stay, and the people do, and they make it happen. That if they're not even there, Sister Jenty was out of London for 4 or 5 months, and it kept going, and it just seemed to just keep thriving. And I thought to myself, what is it? Because that's a successful machine. It was the purity. And so many of us might not recognize that the key to success is rooted in our energy of purity. And I ask you to pause for a moment, and I ask you to think on that. That when it comes to your wealth, relationships, career, vision, possessions, health, everything, how much purity have I accumulated? That from that place, poof, a mushroom effect. It's just popping up everywhere. There's just amazingness happening everywhere. Why do you want amazingness to happen now? Are you doing it because you want to impress people? For me, I want amazingness because I want to see what's in my spirit. That's all I've ever wanted. What is in you, Jen? How much do you have? What can you give? Who are you? What are you? And ever since I've come to my awakening with Baba, I thought before I had put energy into things, didn't even compare. After I came to Baba, it got 100 times more principle-based, more value-based, more refined, but definitely just more committed. Just more committed. So I want to show you a video I came across which was incredible. It was the 10 keys to success. Get your pen, get your paper right now. It's going to be awesome. Ready? Check this out.
What is the key to success? Perhaps it is best summed up by this quote. Everyone is looking for the magic pill to success. The one key ingredient, the one single key to success. There isn't one key. There are many. You have the keys and you have the locks. You just have to do the work. Here is the key to success. Actually, 10 keys to success that will get you well on your way to living the life you want to live. Number 1, set clear goals. Many studies have proven the link between successful people and goal setting. Simply put, how do you expect to reach your desired destination if you do not know where that place is? Set clearly defined short and long-term goals with dated deadlines and review them daily so they soak into your subconscious mind. After you've done that, note down all the action steps you must take if you are to reach those goals. Then, get to work. If it works for you, create a vision board of all the things you want and review that daily as well. Remember, if you can see it in your mind and you're willing to work for it, one day you will have it in your life. Number 2, strong work ethic. The saying hard work beats talent is true almost every time. I've never met a successful person that wasn't prepared to give everything for their goal or dream. Lazy and successful are not two words that go together. If you aren't willing to work for it, don't expect to have it long term. Number 3, consistency. Just like anything in life, if you don't work on it consistently, chances are you will never have it. And if you do have it, one day you'll lose it. If you aren't consistent with your diet or workout routine, you will lose any good health and physique you have. If you aren't consistent in relationships, chances are you'll have problems. The same is true in business and entrepreneurship. If your message isn't consistent, if your work ethic and output isn't consistent, how do you expect to have consistent growth and success? Number 4, discipline. Discipline is a huge one for all types of successful individuals, from athletes to billionaires. It's the discipline to get up early when you don't feel like it, to say no to a night out with friends because you have something more meaningful to work on, the discipline to say no to negative temptations and short-term gain in order to achieve long-term results and pride. Number 5, willing to sacrifice. The ability to sacrifice now so you can enjoy later. to not take the easy path, but whatever path leads you to where you want to be long term. Are you willing to sacrifice now so you can enjoy later? Are you willing to suffer for a few years so you can spend the rest of your life on your terms? Number 6, continuous pursuit of knowledge. As Napoleon Hill said in his great book, Think and Grow Rich, the way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. The world is moving and evolving so fast. If you aren't adapting to change, if you don't have the mindset that you can never learn enough, sooner or later, whatever you have learned won't be enough. Think about all the jobs, opportunities, industries, and businesses that are at the top now, but did not exist when you were in school. Billion-dollar brands like Airbnb, Instagram, Uber, Bitcoin, and Spotify did not even exist 10 years ago. If the founders of these platforms didn't have the mindset of continually learning and applying new technologies and opportunities, their inventions would not exist. The more you learn, the more you earn. And you can never learn enough. Number 7, the ability to listen. Just like you can never learn enough, you can never listen enough. Listen to others who've succeeded and failed before you. Listen to the great teachers and leaders. Listen to friends, family, and business colleagues to form better relationships. Listen to feedback and criticism to improve yourself, your business, and your results in any area of your life. Mr. Know-It-All never stays at the top because he never has his eyes open to things that may be wrong, things many other people see. Be open to listen, humble enough to admit defeat if defeated, but strong enough to follow your gut instinct every time. Number 8, I will never quit attitude. Read about any successful person at the top of their field, and the story is almost always the same. There was at least one moment in their life where they were down and out, where everything seemed impossible, like there was no way out, where 99.9% of people would have given in and settled for an average life. But they kept going and somehow turned everything around. Not only did they turn it around, but they applied the lessons and grew from the failures. That is the attitude everyone must have if they want success in any area, because life will throw you challenges and you will fail if you are pushing the limits. Develop the grit and determination to keep going when it all seems impossible, to say no, I will not quit when everyone else would expect you to cave in. Number 9, having a clear purpose in life. Nothing in life will throw you off course if you have purpose, meaning, and clear, powerful direction. If you know your why, you can survive anyhow. If your why is strong enough, you will go through any pain or setback to get to your goal. And number 10, not afraid to take risks. You can't expect to achieve great things if you aren't willing to push yourself to great limits with great risk. It's just common sense, really. Successful people are willing to take risks, usually well thought out risks, to achieve what they want in life. Unsuccessful people, on the other hand, always play it safe and therefore can never live more than a safe life, which might be what they want, and that is fine. But if you want a great life, you will have to accept some form of risk to get great rewards.
Give me your thumbs up for that one. Tell me if that didn't hit you at all the right places tonight, especially as we continue to stay at home or work from home and try to navigate ourselves during these particular periods. Please let me know what you're feeling after watching that and hearing those words. Did they connect to you? Did you take anything from it? You know, like I was sharing before the video came on, You know, one of the reasons that I look at why I'm so inspired is the why. You know, I don't know what's in the soul. I find, you know, when you come to the Brahma Kumaris, the big teachings and the big focus in our philosophy is to know the self, to know the soul, to know the incredible amount of capacity and strength that our souls actually wield. And we don't live from the strength and the power and the capacity of the soul. Some days I'll wake up and I'll be walking around the place and I'm thinking to myself, I'm still living small here, not small in terms of what the world might define. There's no doubt when you look at certain people's lives, you can wonder to yourself, what was the karma? For those of you who've heard me say this before, I'm very inspired and enamored by the Ambani family, Mukesh Ambani in particular. When last year he married off his daughter and the wedding cost $1 million US, which is a lot of money in rupees. And when we were talking about it, I came across a lot of people who didn't have very nice things to say. And, you know, they made comments like, you know, so many people are starving in India, he could feed them. They made comments like, you know, such a waste of money, he could be doing much more with that money. And what I had observed by many of the people who actually gave that kind of feedback to me, they were the ones that I least recognized that did a lot of charity in their lives. Wasn't that amazing? Didn't you find that? I found that amazing that much later on, I looked into the, you know, the scene that had taken place with me in my conversation. And I said, oh, but I've noticed that person doesn't really do a lot of charity. Like they haven't given fully to their lives. So maybe that's what they're seeing. Maybe what they're seeing is that, well, maybe they think they should be a charity case. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. But for me, everyone, I didn't look at Mukesh Ambani at all like he was wasting his money. You know where I went? I went into the bank of karma. And I said to Baba and to my own conscience, I said, what has that soul done in the past that yielded him the opportunity to show so much love for his child? And I ask you to pause there for a moment and think, what would be the karmas for someone to say, I love my daughter so much, money's of no cost, right? And he would express the love in that way. Now, don't forget, how many people did he hire for that wedding? How many aircrafts? How many caterers? How many waiters? How many dishes? How many event planners? How many gifts? How much did he give back as a result of the expression of love for his own daughter? Okay, I'm asking you to think this way. The key to success. What is your why in doing what you wish to do in life? What is it? And do you stay consistent? That which I learned from Sister Mohini. She said the minute you break a routine, it becomes very hard to start it back up. Once me and Santosh were on this green juice diet, and we were great every day for almost 4 months. The moment we had pizza, we never went back. We never went back. And even for a month, he was making juice every day, and then he stopped. And for some reason, it was even hard to get juice every day. Like, the rhythm wasn't there anymore. So I found that even for many of the students that study with us in Raj Yoga, when you come off of your consistent routine, especially when it was inspired or birthed from a real inspired place, that you had a realization, oh, this is good for me, or let's say I'm doing service because it's good for humanity, and I'm just going with it with the rhythm, and the rhythm is just going like a windmill, just keep going, then it automatically will come to a particular point where it shows the fruition and becomes multiplied. But the minute we stop, it's as if everything starts to fall apart. And then you wonder, well, what do you do with your life now? Where do you go? Maybe the drama is trying to redirect your life to another direction, and that's a very strong possibility. But then where do you go from there? When you hold the key to success, purity never stops. Purity is always sitting in the soul somewhere. It's just that we don't utilize it enough. And because we don't utilize the energy of purity enough, I don't see success in all areas of my life. I want to. I want to more than anything else. And I feel I'm at the point I need to. Why? Because I'm worth it. I'm worth it. So how do I create that energy now within my own karmic system that can begin to create and birth these things that I feel are really important to me? Thoughts. I have to let go of old thoughts and bring in the ones that are new. And I've been quietly practicing for a few months now. What would I be like if I totally started to think like someone else? Don't get scared. It's not that I don't like Jenna. I adore her. I think she's very funny. But what would it be like if I just started to think different? Just really think different. And I would feel very, very different. Like, where am I? You know, what's going on? Where am I going here with this thought? So imagine if you've written your whole life with your right hand and you broke it. And then you had to learn to write with your left hand. That's what it means to start a whole new pattern of process of thinking. To try to be maybe the person that you feel Baba wants you to be, or the drama wants you to be. But until you start, you'll never know. So you have to start with a thought first. You've got to be focused. You've got to have a vision. You've got to feed it at least every day. Be patient. Be patient. Know your value. Know your purpose. Keep going for it. Success, the root of it is purity. Purity. It's the root of our success. That means I shouldn't be holding any old ideas, old thoughts, old behaviors. And I'll tell you this, it's the most interesting opportunity to let go of old vibrations in your present moment. I'm not saying it's impossible, because it is possible. But I have to tell you, for that realization to come through you, for that thought to be filled with the power of that purity, to say you are more. You are more in the way you see and think of yourself. You are more in the way you see and think of others. You are more in what life is here to offer you, which is unlimited love, unlimited peace, unlimited beautiful relationships that help you to grow. There's nothing more successful than to have a group of people that help you to grow. They're not trying to pull you down because they don't want to dream. Be around a whole bunch of dreamless people, you'll have nightmares every day. Because you're not going to go anywhere. Because they're not going. But is that in your energy? It's not their fault. Is it in you? Or is the drama giving you an opportunity to optimize your strength, your courage, your discipline, your determination, to come out of something old from your past so you can shine? Because why is that energy around you? You've got to keep asking your whys so you can figure out who you are. Let's do some letting go. You know my favorite meditation. Some people will say, Sister Jenna, do some more meditations. Yeah, one day. But for right now, this is my favorite. So take a deep breath and let's let go of some old ideas. Let's let go of some old stories and see what wants to come up in you today to give you some signals of what your future can be like. Take a breath. Om Shanti. The time that we choose to be aware doesn't necessarily require me to just sit and meditate. But even while I walk and move around, I can be in a meditative awareness, which is awareness of the soul, the original, eternal, imperishable being of light, For a little while, I'd like to invite you to be present, to be here, and to be now. Allow your mind to settle in the moment, to relax. This meditation is about awareness. It's about becoming aware of your original and eternal self. It's about connecting to your truth. Let go of your name. And observe yourself feeling nameless. Let go of your gender to discontinue thinking you're a man or a woman. Let it go and observe how you would feel walking around without a gender. Let go of the role that you play and let go of the titles that you own. Observe how you're feeling as you are gradually letting go. Let go of your religion and put it aside just for now. And let go of your nationality and even the language that you're accustomed to. Imagine you have no name, gender, role, title, religion, nationality, or even a language. Ask yourself, how do you feel at this moment? And in this feeling, who would think of you and who would you think of? The Supreme Soul would think of you, and you, the liberated soul, would think of the Supreme. In this state of absolute freedom, I am truly who I am. A free, peaceful, pure, immortal, and eternal soul. Allow yourself to just be absorbed in this awareness. At this time, Om Shanti. This letting go ain't so easy all the time. It's like, that's one of the things I've been working on, it's how that old behavior has rooted itself so much into the soul. And the purity isn't activated like it can be. You know, it doesn't have that energy in everything. It's this letting go energy that's connected to purity. The impurity is this holding on, you know, my idea, my way, my body, my look, my clothes, my car, my house, my husband, my children, my money. This holding energy, you know, this clinging, this attachment is really interfering in our energy of purity. And this is an investigation, like I did for 3 or 4 years, an investigation on the drama, that what if we've all been here before, and what if everything is preordained and our story is already inscribed, and we don't really have to make the effort we think we need to make to get over certain humps in the road. But it's all written, it's preordained. But I don't know it. I don't know what's preordained. So I put the best foot forward. And in a way, holding the key to success, as it's said in the video, has everything to do with you. And it's not just about the money. I've had the privilege of being raised with so many yogis. And when I look at where their success is, it's in their eyes, it's in their level of stability, their level of commitment, love, peace, contentment, purity. And when they walk into a space or they walk into a room, you know that's a successful person. They might not have a dime in their pocket, but those beings are just the future. They are the lights for the world. They are the hopes for the world. There's some people, I've heard, some people might say that, sometimes certain people or groups or organizations tend to maybe have this mentality that they're better than other people, or they're bigger than other people. And I think we can't blame an entire organization, but I think it's so much dependent on an individual. People in America, do all Americans think being an American is the greatest thing in the world? I bet a lot of people don't feel that way right now. I know I speak to a lot of people who have either American citizenship or are born in America, and are Americans, aren't too proud to be an American now. So what happens to that attachment? That was an element of success. Wherever you went around the world, I'm an American. Now, if somebody asks you, you're like, oh, well, my native background is so and so and so and so, and I happen to be living in the United States at this time. Things are changing every single place in the world and in our consciousness. So when you look at the key to success, my recommendation, start with your purity. It's your greatest asset. It's your greatest asset. It's your greatest power. It's your greatest personality. And what does that look like? And what does purity feel like? You're settled inside. You're not afraid of anything. You're so present that your future is clear. You're so present that your future is clear. You don't get misguided very easily at all. You stay on track. You stay rooted, focused in what your being has called you to be. What does purity feel like more of? There is a natural companionship with God. You're just naturally close to the Supreme Being. There is a intimate, close connection to God, and it makes you stand on your own 2 feet. You don't need to depend on people, things, circumstances, possessions to give you your value, your worth. but your worth is rooted in your love for God. And that's a big form of purity, a big form of purity. Last but not least, purity for some reason cannot feed the cancer of ego. It won't feed it. Your purity will not feed into the cancer of the ego of your personality, because it says, I don't know who you are. It's like sugar. Cancer cells feed off of sugar. Purity can't feed the ego, so it'll just die. It'll just die on its own. It's not getting any sort of a sweet from it. You get an idea now of what purity is like inside of the self? The first key to your success. So that means when that energy of purity comes in a creative idea, nothing can stop it. Nothing. There might be bumps in the road. I've found that for me, if I'm working with a group of people and one person is negative, or they don't believe in the vision that I've had, I will have obstacles. It's the same thing like I told you earlier. If you've been consistent with a rhythm and you stop, it's like all the cards fall off of the table, the domino effect. Everything just goes. That's what life is. And I wonder if that's why some people are resisting coming into their awakening or onto their path of spirituality. I think they sometimes fear that they might not be able to go the long haul. But you'll never know. The thing is, you'll never know until you try. You will never know if you can make it until you try. And it will be a travesty if you don't even try in the first place. When I was in my teens, or at least 20, 21, and I remembered when Sister Gita and my stepfather used to go to the meditation centers in Miami in those days, and I would look at just how pious and so harmonized and so in tune the two of them were. They turned out to be teachers, and they seemed so happy and so pure and so at peace with themselves. I'll never forget one day I looked at them and I just said, I'll never become that. It's like, I don't have that in me. It's just not going to happen. I would love it could happen, but it could never happen to me. And sure enough, it did. So sometimes we think we can't take the hike. Sometimes we think we might not be able to get to the mountaintop. But I'm here to tell you, you don't know yourself. And one of the keys to success is to tell yourself, I don't know myself, so success, show me who I am. I don't know me. But then you talk to success and you tell the success, show me my way. Show me the people I should spend more time with, I should talk to. Show me the way I should earn and spend my money. Show me the way, success, that I should take care of my health and well-being. And success, please, show me the way to take care of my beautiful mind. That's your session on the key to success tonight. And I hope you all loved it and it was helpful and useful. And let me see what some of your comments might be online tonight. Portia, Om Shanti, good evening, my sweet sister Portia. Portia, Portia, Portia. Bravo. Bravo. Where's my bravo tonight? Bravo. All right, so good point about sugar, but the opposite of stressed peace spelled backwards is desserts. And I love desserts. Saksham Rathor, Om Shanti, very nice to have you from India. Swagatam. Shubh Swagatam. Welcome to Spiritual Vaccine Hour. We're so glad that you could make it. What took you so long? Hello, Esmita. Sweet sister, every word you spoke is touching my soul. Such a beautiful, deep, motivating, enlightening session. Love you, sister. Thank you. I love you, Esmita. I don't know if I don't think we've ever met physically, but I feel so close to you, Esmita. I really do, I have to tell you. All right, Portia Davidson, donating now. Please keep this meditation program on air. It's healing and loving. Wow, okay. Charity begins at home. Thank you, Portia. Okay, charity is necessary to achieve a full life, a meaningful life, and a charitable life. We all must give back. We all should give more, especially to this program. You know, that's one of the things I've loved about you, Porsche. And I've known you for so long, and we've done projects together too. It's just the ethics that you bring into your work. You've always brought ethics, tenacity, courage. You just stay. You give and you give and you give and you make it happen. And I love that. So Dhiraj, thank you for joining in. All good points, and one which touched me is the purity. It summarizes everything. Doesn't it, Dhiraj? It's, you know, a lot of us think the purity is all about the money and the possessions, but it's really about the energy of intent, the purity of intent, which is really important. Nikki Dicky, I agree, Portia. Charitable, volunteering, and giving back should be a most for everyone at some point of their lives. It makes the soul feel good to be able to assist and guide. It does, doesn't it? Just to be of use. Whenever you are in service, you feel this greater sense of purpose and usefulness. Sometimes people will tell me, you must rest, and I know that. It's fine, I get that, that's no doubt. But I've seen people in worse condition than me who rest a lot, I just want to say. And they don't do much, and I've heard and seen their lives where, you know, they're in a lot of particular positions, whether it's finance or health. And I'm saying, you know, if you found your niche in life and your purpose, then all you want is to be surrounded by individuals who you lift up and they lift you up, and the world becomes a better place. I was speaking to a lovely little angel who visited us from Pittsburgh, and I was giving her some advice and just telling her, look, you are here to reveal God. You are here to reveal God through your qualities, your thoughts, and through your talent. And so since that particular profession is your passion, then do it. Don't think about it. Do it. People sit and think all day long. Nothing gets done. And they can think about this person, that person, this. But did the world become a better place? Were your thoughts evolving? Were your thoughts generating purity and peace in the atmosphere? No. So when you say you want to take a break and you want to rest, what does that mean to me? I don't know. Sometimes me and Santosh will say, let's just go to Miami, man, and go to the beach. Then after 2 or 3 days, we're bored stiff. We're like, come on, let's get back to business. We don't know what else to do. It's because why? Why break the routine of living a life of purpose? What? Okay, maybe I need a few hours. Maybe I need a day. But I'm not wired to waste life. And I don't mind if I have to spend my last breath knowing that it was of service. And that has been my gift from Daddy Janki. That has been my gift from Daddy Prakashmani. That has been my gift from the great yogis. I love them. And I look at them in my mind so often that I go, this is it. We were in India once, and Sister Geeta was talking to Daddy Ratan Mohini, another one of our elder sisters. And she was saying a lot of intimate things to Daddy, and me, Santosh, all of us, we were around her. And Daddy was so explicit to Sister Geeta. She says, don't you stop teaching. Don't stop giving classes, and don't stop reading the Murlis. That's all she told her to keep doing. Did she listen? So we can go through all of our stuff in life and all the challenges, the health, the money, the relationships. Yes, they're tough. Yes, I'm failing in them. Yes. But it doesn't mean that I won't succeed eventually. And what happens, we get tired and we get weak and we give up on ourselves. And that energy attracts other people around you who also will do the same. Might be one or two will say, come on, get up, you can do it. But how long can they tell you to do that? How long can one person try to inspire you to get up and get going? They will eventually get tired. And they will eventually feel like, well, maybe they're right. Because you do become the people that you spend the most time with. My plight in life has been, why is it that maybe, like I was looking at Genti and all of these energies around me, like they're so inspiring. And that's what I believe in. I believe we can all keep ourselves optimized, inspired, and engaged. The key to success? Purity. Tap into it. Think more. Think ahead. Get out of the past. Answer your why. Do you want to evolve into something more than where you are? Not because you're not good enough, but because you know your soul has a greater capacity than the way it's living its life. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Hope you loved it. Michael Scholar, thank you for sharing the key to success, simple lesson of purity. Love you, Brother Michael. All of you, if you don't know what the Weaver movement is, please go and check out the Weaver movement. But the Aspen Institute, they're doing some great work. And I'm sure Michael would be able to support whatever thoughts and ideas you might want to bring into the community as to why we need each other. Why we need to weave together our talents and our skills to help and support each other. Whether it's all of my friends, whatever are their talents, I bring them in. You can do it. And then, what's my feeling in me? Come on, I want to be a part of your growth too. That if we keep doing this, everything's going to be fine. So the key to success, your purity within. Answer your why. Stay consistent. Find your discipline. Keep your vision. Live your purpose. Surround yourself with the right people. Stay inspired. Be creative. Write it down. Feed it every day. Don't forget it. If you can't write it, think it every day. Even if it's once, it won't go to waste. You've got the key to your own success. So, at the same token, be gentle. Don't be too harsh. So be gentle with yourself and take a breath when you need to. Be light and enjoy it. Loved being with all of you tonight. Hope you all took a lot of benefit from tonight's program and you stayed fired up, inspired. If you like this, share it, of course. If you cared about it, share it, of course. Share it with one more person. Just share it with one more person on your link. Michael Scholar, share it with the Weaver community. I think this would be a good conversation for them to be able to say, yes, yes, let's move together. Let's get this going. It'll be a wonderful idea. All the best, everyone. Lots of love. Om Shanti. You be well. Be gentle with yourself. Here's Karen Drucker.
Do you hear it singing? We are this voice together. We are this voice together. We make this choice together. We make this choice together. Om Shanti. We're singing.